High school football is on the air. HavenFootball.net is pleased to present tonight's Strath Haven football game. Tonight's game is between the 3-5 Lower Merion Bulldogs and your 7-1 Strath Haven Panthers.
They give to the near side. Ali with a head of steam, cuts it back. And one man to beat. Oh, nearly does. But out across the 50. It is Rogers steps up, fires to the far sideline. It is intercepted by Grayson LaFrance.
Tonight's game is sponsored by the Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper, true local coverage of Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding neighborhoods. Published since 1893. Steve Tobbs, Allstate Insurance and Media. Auto, Home, and Life. You're in good hands with Allstate. Second Family Home Care and Support for your very special loved ones. Rose Tree Wellness Center. Complete chiropractic treatments featuring ART therapies in Media. We get to the root of the problem. Ducklings Early Learning Center in Wallingford. Daycare for ages 6 weeks to 5 years. Jessica Mudrick, a Caldwell Banker Realtor, where your home story begins. Scar Pagnato Plumbing, over 20 years experience for all your plumbing needs in Wallingford. Proud Haven supporters Mary and Larry Luter, go Haven! Ask, alumni and friends supporting kids, helping students K-12 to enhance their educational experience. AMF Auto Clinic, taking care of your cars since 1961. Located in Brookhaven on Edgemont Avenue. Fisher's finest flag football for boys and girls. America's fastest growing youth sport. The Wharton Benefits Group, specializing in creating employee benefit packages to attract, retain, and award the best employees. Here are tonight's internet announcers, the voices of the Strath Haven Panthers, Brian Carroll, Pete Fulgenetti, Andrew Kaufman, and Mike Mayer.
Well, we blink, and suddenly we're approaching the end of October. And we look out on the field in front of us, and 12 football seniors and another dozen senior cheerleaders are ready to go here for their final home regular season contest at George L. King Field. Seems like yesterday we were broadcasting this group as JV players, and now here we are as freshmen. And now here we are with just one more regular season tilt here at George L. King Field, one more on the road with Springfield, and then hopefully with a win tonight, the Strath Haven Panthers can clinch at least one more home playoff game if they can take care of Lower Merion sometime over the next couple hours. Good evening, everybody. Brian Carroll bringing you play-by-play on a senior night where right now you're seeing one of a dozen seniors. That's Jordan Alexander and family on your screen. But we've got a number of seniors out here in front of us who we've enjoyed watching play football and grow into outstanding young men and fine school citizens over the last 4 years. And hard to believe that things are starting to wind down from a football standpoint. But hopefully a big playoff run in the weeks ahead as well. So maybe a whole bunch more snaps here for the dozen senior football Panthers in front of us. Brian Carroll bringing you play-by-play tonight. We'll be missing Pete Fulgenetti. Hopefully he's on the road to recovery at home tonight. Can't make it here in the booth, but we've got Andrew Kaufman and Mike Mayer here in the booth with me doing the stats, the engineering, and everything else. And the Panthers on a roll here, sitting at 7-1, still in the hunt here for a Central League title, but they're going to need some help. But never mind Central League title. They have a challenge here tonight with a Lower Merion offense that loves to sling it all over the field and a talented quarterback who just set a school record for career passing yardage. So if the Panthers can contain senior number 10, Nick DeLuca, we might have ourselves another victory here for Kevin Clancy and the Panthers. If not, this could be a long night. So Mike Mayer joining us as always, the webmaster on havenfootball.net. Lower Merion provides a challenge throwing the football, but on the flip side of that, the Panthers have just been running the ball extraordinarily well over the last several weeks.
Yeah, well, and they've been playing a heck of a defensive game as well, and that's the important stuff, I think, all the way around. I think tonight the challenge will be to see if they have the ability to contain a fairly effective passing game. and if defense can keep after Lower Merion. Lower Marion's currently at 3-5, and I think that's for Lower Merion not a bad situation at all. They'll go through a season sometimes with only one victory, so they're on a roll. And of course, if you're a Lower Merion player and you can beat Strath and have a 4-5 or 5-5 season, it'll be one for the books. So these young men know it, and Strathaven's going to have to play an effective game. They can't turn the ball over. It's just it's a good test for the game before Springfield, I think, because as we look into the playoffs, there are some potent passing capabilities, and we really haven't been challenged very much in a passing game. So I think this is going to be a good test for us to get our sea legs when it comes to passing.
Certainly, and again, not to look past tonight, but you mentioned, Mike, Springfield looms next week. Springfield undefeated going into tonight. They have a test themselves over in Glen Mills on the road for Garnet Valley's homecoming. But that Springfield offense, number one in District 1 in terms of points per game, averaging 45-plus per game. Nobody's really stopped them, frankly. Everybody's saying, they're defensively, maybe not quite what they were a year ago, and some teams have run the ball against them to pile up some yardage, but nobody's really stopped that Springfield offense, and they have a very good balanced attack, run-pass balance, 3 different backs, but that's something we'll talk about 7 days from now. But you're right, Mike. Tonight could be a really good test for the Panther defense through the air.
Well, I think the one thing I would like to chat about is just, we watched the Haverford-Springfield game, and that was a very close game, but very different than when Strathaven played Haverford. Both defenses were dominant. Haverford scored 1 touchdown. We scored none. We got 2 field goals. They got a field goal. It was a 10-6 final. But when Haverford and Springfield met, the D-field couldn't get the offense off the field in the first half.
Right.
So it was a 14-14 game at halftime, as I recall. And then Springfield, I don't know that their running game was any more dominant than it was in the first half, but their defense came back and was able to stop Haverford, and that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, Springfield was 3 for 3 after halftime, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and the defense got 2 stops.
So, and plus, for the Haverford game, we lost 4 starters both ways. So that's 8 positions they were using as backups. Look, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I mean, you play the game and you do what you do. But I know Springfield's going to be favored, and that's fine. But I think if we're healthy and we play the game that we can, and I think it's going to come down. A game like that's probably going to come down to who makes the mistakes, and that's the guy who doesn't is going to win. But that's Springfield. You're right. That's next week. We'll have plenty of time to talk about it. Just going to give people a little food for thought as we go forward. But in the meantime, Lower Marion's in front of them, and the cheerleaders are in front of them right now. But Lower Marion's going to be the team to beat tonight, and that's going to be right. They're definitely in the playoffs. Haven is. We're going to have to wait and see what position, and position's important for home games and who you play. Obviously, the higher the seed, the less successful the team you play based on win-loss records. So it's an important thing, so you need to win out as best you can.
Lower Merion, though, coming off a 42-0 shutout of their own last week, knocking off Conestoga by really an identical score as Strathaven did the prior week. So this is an offense that can hit you from all directions. It really stops and starts with senior quarterback Nick DeLuca. He has over 3,700 yards passing in his career, over 1,400 coming into tonight. And, accounted for 3 touchdowns last week, ran for 2 passing, ran for 1 as well. He does some of his best work outside the pocket. And in watching all of their games this year, my opinion is he's maybe even more effective throwing on the run rather than just your straight drop back. So Panthers will have their hands full keeping him in the pocket because once he breaks containment, things get a little hairy for the secondary trying to keep up with 4 talented wide receivers that they'll usually show. It's a shotgun spread with 4 or 5 receivers in most sets. And the Panthers really haven't seen a whole lot of that outside of Harrington last week, but Harrington had a number of didn't execute and really was a different level of player in that they had their backup quarterback and a couple of sophomores in at receiver and so forth. This Lower Merion team certainly more polished on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, DeLuca screams out for a spy, for a rover. I don't know whether Haven's going to do that. We're certainly not privy to what their game plan is going to be. But it would be a smart move if Haven is planning to put one of their linebackers and just say, look, you follow DeLuca. Whatever he does, you're there, because we can't afford to let him get outside of us. But we'll see what they try to do. And I guess it's a good time to mention Coach Connor.
Well, Jim Connor, Mike Connor is down on the sideline as we speak, but head defensive assistant Jim Connor not on the field tonight. So we wish him a speedy recovery if he's home watching. Hope to see you back here in person soon, but recovering well at home from what we understand, and we miss you, and we hope you're back here very quickly. But again, Pete Fulgenetti out tonight as well. But the Panthers did get a couple guys back on defense. Landon Barlow back in the lineup tonight after missing last week. And Grayson LaFrance has missed the last few games at corner. He will be back in the starting lineup as well. So getting a little depth in that secondary. And Barlow as a pass rusher certainly could be helpful tonight against Lower Merion's sometimes potent offense. So again, thanks again to everybody here at Strath Haven for setting up for a terrific senior night. And my goodness, look at all those senior cheerleaders we're going to have to replace.
They're not going to have a squad next year.
That's what we said. Thankfully, there are several others standing on the sideline, underclassmen presumably, who will take the torch and run with it, I'm sure, in the years ahead. But this, again, is a talented and fun group of senior cheerleaders that we will certainly miss next year, along with the 12 football stars that we've been cheering on for years. So, thanks again here for everything going on. And both teams are on the sideline already with an extended pregame here. Over on the far sideline, head coach Joe Augustine in his 5th year with the Bulldogs has the Lower Merion squad in their all-white uniforms with maroon helmets, maroon numerals on the front and back on the far side. Strath Haven in their home black jerseys with white numerals, silver helmets, and looks like the Panthers will make their typical entrance after they've already come out just to salute the cheerleaders as well. We'll hear from Nick Pignataro and the marching band at halftime, and look forward to that. We'll also at halftime be talking about the District 1 5A playoff scenarios. We posted an updated projection again this week on Thursday morning. That's out there. And there are already some changes that we can guarantee. One sort of a stunner of an announcement in District 1. We'll talk about that at halftime. That's going to take one team completely out of the mix. But lots of really big games to be played tonight that will have huge impact, including we mentioned Garnet Valley and Springfield already, but Pencrest at Ridley is a big one in the Central League. Westchester East and Westchester Ruston's a biggie. Certainly Upper Moreland and Plymouth Whitemarsh will have a big impact, as well as Kennett on the road at Avongrove. So we'll see how things shake out and should have updates. So thanks to everybody who around District 1, reporters from DelcoFootball.com and from the Delaware County Daily Times and the Westchester Daily Local, and all the reporters who are out there posting scores and updating us as we go along. That's certainly been helpful. So, captain's ready to meet at midfield here momentarily. And again, just a little bit of a different start tonight with an extended pregame show as we have the senior cheerleaders and football players honored in their final regular season home game. So, captains for Strath Haven tonight, number 15, Luke Mulhern, quarterback and linebacker. Defensive back, number 11, Van Wendell. Defensive back, number 17, Quinn Kell. J.P. Redmond, number 55, and number 56, two-way lineman Nick Faribault. They are joined by their buddies as well. So, very cool thing here to see some of their best buddies joining at midfield here for the coin toss. For Lower Merion, number 10, we mentioned him already. That's your starting quarterback and free safety, Nick DeLuca. Two big two-way linemen, Charles Welch wearing number 55 and number 71 is Keyshawn Miller. And they are joined by someone who's hidden in your picture right now. There you go. Tommy Burke, split end, number 1. He'll play defensive back and be probably their primary target in the passing game as the evening goes along as well. So, best buddies out here calling the coin toss. Very cool to see here at pregame, and more to show here at halftime as we get going. All right, so we're going to take a short time out. Be back for the Star Spangled Banner from the 12th man and the opening kickoff for Week 9 of the high school football season right here on havenfootball.net.
Benefits Group specializes in creating employee benefit packages which can maximize your company's ability to attract, retain, and award the best employees. We develop a strategy for your business to attract high-quality team members. It is critical to have benefits that are competitive in the marketplace. We develop a benefits package and retirement plan that helps you implement a complete benefit program and retirement solution. We help you implement a successful strategy that rewards your employees for their hard-earned time. Empower your employees with a comprehensive benefit solution from the Wharton Benefits Group. Call them at 484-328-3590.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, and you're listening to High School Football.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. We will tear down our microphones and turn up the field mic for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. There's your 12th man, the Strath Haven Marching Unit. We'll see them in full force at halftime, but thanks again for the Star Spangled Banner getting things started right there. Thanks again to Mike Clancy. Thrilled to have you back upstairs running the camera. Missed you over the last week or so, but again, we were in good hands thanks to Bill Clancy, but nice to have Mike back as well, and thanks again to Kevin Bittner on the scoreboard. And, of course, we've got Dean in the stands. A little crowded tonight. Has a big crowd around him, but he's doing an awesome job over in the stands with our second camera angle. So, Panthers ready to go here. Tim Steyer, he of 5 touchbacks a week ago, has it teed at the near hash mark, kicking it away, and Lower Merion will receive and move left to right here as we get started. A sophomore, number 12, Drake Waddy, to the near side, and to the far side, a junior, Richard Paul, await the kickoff. High, end over end. Steyer booms it down to the 3-yard line. This will be Waddy looking for room up the near hash. Runs into a wall of black jerseys at the 15. Not much doing. And the kickoff coverage continues to be a strength for the Panthers. Derek Bradley and Landon Barlow in on the stop. All right, Lower Merion offense will get started inside their 20 with Nick DeLuca at quarterback, Brendan Robinson as one of your running backs. Paul Measy McMahon is sort of an H-back tight end at times. Tommy Burke, Israel Ingram, Drake Weddy are your wide receivers. We'll see a lot of Henry Ingram as well. Ethan Jackson, your center. Carl Brooks and Saheem Lyons, your guards. Keyshawn Miller and Charles Weggs at tackle. We'll get to the Panther defense after this play. 1st and 10 from the 15 Robinson in the backfield, and they give it to him. Looking for room up the middle, nothing doing. He will be shy. And the ball came out. Let's see, did the Panthers get it? Let's see, they're going to mark him down shy of the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a couple yards. Big hit there. Ball came out, but they'll mark him stopped prior to that. So, all right, for the Strath Haven defense, rather. Up front, you've got Landon Barlow, Zach Milligan, Paul Oblek, and Nick Faribault. Linebackers, Cole Haley, Patrick Burke, and Luke Mulhern. Grayson LaFrance back in the lineup at corner with opposite Jalen Starr. Quinn Kell at the strong safety. Casey Hudson in deep center field at free safety. Second down at about 12 now. DeLuca with 2 wide receivers. 2 tight end set. And they play fake. Looking. Down the middle it goes. On the seam route. Incomplete. Right up the hash mark. Looking for Tommy Burke. And pass overthrown a little bit. Casey Hudson was bearing down quickly. And it brings up third down at about 12. That's the kind of vertical passing that we will expect to see a lot of tonight, Mike.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised they let off with a handoff play, but we're going to see the pass, and we're ready to cover it as best we can. I messed up on that last coverage, but we should be in pretty good shape.
Waddy to the far side, trips to the near side here. Ingram, and Tom Burke to the bottom of your screen. On 3rd and 12, looking, they float it to the flat here, incomplete. Looking for Israel Ingram, the sophomore, but high over his head with Quinn Kell closing in. 4th and 12, and it looks like the punt team will come on. DeLuca doubles as the punter, so Panthers need to be aware that you have a talented runner and thrower awaiting that punt snap, but as long as they plan to kick it, Quinn Kell and Casey Hudson near midfield await the effort from DeLuca. 10:53 to go. 3 and out goes Lower Merion here on their first possession. Good snap. DeLuca steps into it and sends a wobbler, hops at the 40-yard line. Quinn Kell on the hop, juggles it, scramble for it, and does well to recover it. Fortunate break there for Kell to hang on to it, but Panther offense will get things started on the Lower Merion side of the 50. And the Panther offense tonight led by senior quarterback Luke Mulhern. Fullback is Ryan Mudrick. Casey Hudson and Yosef Ali are your halfbacks. We'll see Landon Barlow and Derek Bradley rotate in as well. John Riley and Tyler Slaughter, your dual tight ends. Chase Schuster is your center. Nick Faribault and Zach Milligan, the guards. And 2 seniors at tackle, Jackson Miller and Paul Oblek. From the 43, Strath Haven, 1st and 10, wing to the far side is Yosef Ali. They give it inside to Mudrick, fullback dive right up the middle, carrying people to the 30. And there goes Mudrick for 13 and a first down.
Got faked out of that one.
Well done by Ryan Mudrick and the front 5. Panthers cooking with gas here after one play. 1st and 10 at the 30. And this Strath Haven offense comes in averaging over 300 yards a game on the ground. Three running backs averaging more than 7 yards a carry. Or 5 running backs rather. And give is Yosef Ali on 1st and 10. He's met in the backfield this time. Does well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by the defense for Lower Merion. Lower Merion defense tonight. Up front, you've got Paul Measy McMahon, Charles Wells, Keyshawn Miller, and Carl Brooks. So you're down 4. Bilal Barish, George Ciotis, and Henry Ingram join Joe Skipperhill at linebacker. Defensive backs, Paul, DeLuca, and Burke. Be an 8 or 9 man front most of the evening, we expect. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Wing to the far side, Ali. They'll give it to him. Sweep this time. Gets a little room. Cuts it back. And first down yardage, it seems, across the 20-yard line. Give him 10 on the cutback. Nicely done by Ali. Brought down by number 23, Bilal Barish. It'll take me a minute to get his name correct as far as pronunciation, even though he told me 3 times before pregame. I had him. We need a phonetic spelling in here.
Everybody else gets to practice for a week. We only got a couple of minutes.
That's right. All right, here we go. Two tight end set. Wing T behind Mulhern from the 20 on 1st and 10. Quick hitter to Mudrick. He runs smack into number 56, Ethan Jackson. Falls forward for a gain of 4, though, and 2nd down and 6. Nice lean there from Mudrick to get positive yardage. Panthers in the red zone once again.
Want to welcome all our WON watchers up in New York. They're watching tonight, and as well as NFHS, whose cable service is picking it up.
Sounds good. Panthers 21 out of 25 this year in the red zone as far as scoring. They'd like to add to that total right here. 2nd and 6 gives to Casey Hudson for the first time. He runs into trouble, but spins his way forward for a yard. Keyshawn Miller got a hand on him to slow him down, and then he's wrapped up after a gain of just a yard. Maybe not even that. We'll call it no gain there for Hudson. Brings up 3rd and about 6. Panthers with 2 chances to get it here. Certainly within field goal range, but Coach Clancy and the offense would love more than 3 here. 7:56 to go here in quarter number 1. Panthers started this drive at the 43-yard line, trying to cash in on their first possession of the evening. Riley to the near side, tight end to the far side is Slaughter. Hard count from Mulhern. Flinch, but nobody jumped, and give is to Mudrick, and barreling through the line, and he is down inside the 1. Give him 15 and a half on the carry. There's another plus of that hard count. You know, even if they don't jump off sides, it looks like the defense sort of sat back there for a minute and on their heels, and Mudrick made them pay.
Absolutely, and that's part of the advantage to a quick count or try to draw them off, is that now that the defensive line has jumped a couple of times, they haven't crossed the line of scrimmage, but now they're very hesitant to move, and that gives you an extra half a second. 1st
and goal to go from inside the 1. Mulhern under center. Give it to Mudrick. He plows his way off the left side and into the end zone for a Panther touchdown. Ryan Mudrick's 7th touchdown of the season. This one from a yard out. And the Panthers on the board first here with 7:10 to go in quarter number 1. Promising drive there, Mike, and we said coming in, this is a Lower Merion defense that has put some points on the board, but they've struggled to stop some teams as well. Ball spotted, kick is away from Matt Steyer. It is good. Panthers 7, Bulldogs nothing. Lower Merion will try to turn it around when we come back on havenfootball.net.
Do you have slow-running drains? Are you thinking about selling your home or property? If so, go to scarpagnatoplumbing.com and schedule a technician. They are the area's only small plumbing company to offer in-house trenchless sewer and water main repairs. They also offer sewer lateral certifications for the surrounding communities. From faucets to water heaters, they can handle all your plumbing needs. Give them a call at 484-832-5566.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. Strath Haven 7, Lower Merion nothing after Ryan Mudrick scores for the 7th time this season. A 1-yard burst off the left side, and the senior on senior night has the Panthers on the board first. The sophomore, Matt Steyer, hammers one over everybody's head into the end zone for yet another touchback, his 20th on the season, and a long field for Lower Merion here with 7:10 to go here in quarter number 1. Impressive drive there for the Panthers. Got stopped for no gain on 2 occasions, but all in all, 7 plays, 43 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, checking their sea legs, just getting established. You know, everybody's at the top of their strength when the game begins, so a few things.
All right. Burke, split end to the near side, Waddy to the far side. Slot left is number 19, Henry Ingram. Nick DeLuca in the gun, and they give it inside. Looking for room, and finding it is the junior. Number 6's first carry of the night, that's George Ciotis. Picks up first down yardage out to the 32-yard line. Nice work there by Ciotis to good-looking running back, and they'll throw it to him on swing passes and in the flats as well. So Panthers need to be aware of Ciotis, who has some good size to him as well at 6'1", 190. He's on the right hip again of DeLuca. 4 wide receivers this time. And DeLuca back. Looking, firing to the flat. It is caught just in front of Grayson LaFrance. Burke squeezes it at the 39 for a gain of about 7. And a nice gain there and sets up second and short. And second and short gives you some options, Mike.
Yes, it will. I mean, this is what, I expected to see from Lower Merion. They can move the ball. We've seen that happen in several games, and they're going to be able to do it here. It's going to be up to the Panthers to find a way to stop it.
Burke to the bottom of your screen. Slot to this near side is Ciotis. And number 30 is Brendan Robinson behind DeLuca. On first down from the 39, Robinson looking for room, bounces outside, back inside, and has first down yardage. Gain of 4 before Patrick Burke drops him at the 43. A couple of first downs here for Lower Merion. And look, after last week when the Panthers gave up 3 total yards of offense, that's not a misprint, 3. Anything is going to feel like, oh my, look out.
Well, yeah,
but,
it's not very realistic.
But realistically, look, the Strath defense allowing just 4 points per game. That's third best in all of Pennsylvania at the moment. Here, first and 10 for Lower Merion. From their 43 with some breathing room, DeLuca back, looking, firing to the flat, complete to Waddy, the sophomore, looking for room, and Jalen Starr wrestles him out of bounds, but there's another first down at the Panther 43. So gain of 14 on the play, and Lower Merion on the move here as DeLuca 2 for his last 2.
Yeah, so far, safeties and cornerbacks are playing a little soft, I think. I understand they only get these guys behind them. But, it's going to be real apparent these guys are going to 7 and 10 yard to death if you let them get the completions. Possibly some kind of a bull rush from the front line as well might help.
All right. 4 wide receivers. 3 rather. Panthers creep up just a moment there. Give inside, and this is not going absolutely nowhere that time. In fact, they'll lose a yard. Nice work there. The Panthers crashing in there. That's Luke Mulhern dropping number 6, George Ciotis, for a 1-yard loss. Second and 11. Clock ticks.
Well, that's what we wanted to see, that kind of stop. And now it's going to be second and
4:46, 4:45 and counting to go here in the first quarter. On second and 11, DeLuca in the gun. Looking off to his left, steps up in the pocket, steps away from one man, and here's where he's dangerous. Eyes still downfield, makes another man miss, turns the corner, and Nick DeLuca out of bounds, shy of first down yardage, but still positive gain right here to the Panther 36. Bring up third and maybe 3. Nice work there from DeLuca. This is his game. This is where he can, watching film on these guys all year. Personally, I think he's a better thrower on the run than he is standing still, which is saying something. So this is a kid who's elusive, fast, and still most of the time will have his eyes downfield and make something happen there. 4 wide receivers, probably 4 down territory here. 3rd and 3 at the moment here. Panthers shift the defensive line. DeLuca on 3rd and 3 with time. Steps away from one man, looks, eyes downfield, and he still, I think, will have a first down. We'll see. Going to be awfully close here. Luke Mulhern shoves him out of bounds, but they will, I believe, move the chains. There you go. Gain of 4 on the play, and DeLuca has Lower Merion with another fresh set of downs here.
Well, they thought they had him trapped, but then he just juked away from him. That's, something I'm sure they worked on all last week, and he still able to do it.
Receivers split to either side, tight end to the left, and a pistol look this time. So a run-heavy set, or it looks that way anyway. They do turn and give it to the sophomore, and he is met midair, trying to hurdle over the pile, and Luke Mulhern says that's enough of that. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. So Robinson, 3 carries for just 2 yards here in the early going, but this is what you want to do if you're Lower Merion. At the very least, you're keeping the Strath Haven offense on the sideline here. 3:57 to go here in the first. Panthers leading 7-0, but this drive started back at the Lower Merion 20. Moving it well here, the Bulldogs with a wing to the left. Burke, your split end, and they want it all. Deep down this near sideline, Burke goes up and incomplete. Could not haul it in. Solid coverage there from Grayson LaFrance on his hip, and Burke almost looked like he got a head start on that one. Right at pre-snap, maybe a split second, but pass just out of his reach. Could not get it, make the connection. But Burke, 4 catches for 174 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns last week against Conestoga. He had a couple of beautiful catches, one 70-yard catch and run on that very same pattern a week ago. 4 wide again. Ciotis in the backfield. Henry Ingram in motion on 3rd and 10. Looking for a little screen underneath. It is juggled and incomplete. Delivered just a bit high for Ciotis. Luke Mulhern and Landon Barlow in the neighborhood there. Not a lot of running room for Ciotis, even if he squeezes that. 4th and 10 is where we sit.
Well, this is interesting. So far, DeLucas has basically burned with a couple of passes, but primarily hasn't been on his game yet tonight. I mean, he's just warming up, obviously. But Haven's done what they needed to do. Now they just got to contain DeLucas. Easier said than done.
3:33 to go here. 4th and 10. Big play for the Panther defense. And, of course, can say the same here for the Lower Merion offense. Empty backfield with 5 wide. DeLuca up, eyes upfield, dumps underneath. Ciotis trying to make a play, makes the grab, but he'll be shy of the first down. Big play from Burke to wrap him up. And the Panther defense holds after a gain of 5. Well, you mentioned it, Mike. They're doing a good job in containment. And that gain to Ciotis well shy of the first down, and the Panther offense takes over at their own 27.
I think I would have had a play where DeLucas has the option to move on that as opposed to just a flat pass, particularly a short screen type pass. That he had a lot of yards to try to get that first down. Not an easy thing to do.
Quick score update from Glen Mills. Springfield 14, Garnet Valley nothing early. Springfield scored on the opening drive, and then a fumble on the first play from Garnet Valley set up the second Springfield score. Here, 7-0 Strath Haven. Second possession begins at the 27. Give is to Yosef Ali, looking for room. Shakes the tackle momentarily, but Keyshawn Miller got both hands on him this time and slows him down after a gain of just 2. So Ali comes in with, again, some pretty gaudy numbers with an 8.4 yards per carry average, 561 yards, and 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. Here they'll put it down at the 28, so a gain of just a yard for the junior.
Yeah, they're building a new elementary school right across from where, like Grant Mall, like we're driving.
On second down, Casey Hudson off the right side, looks for running room. Not much there. Maybe the 30. We'll bring up 3rd down. And nice work here from the Lower Merion defense, starting to figure things out here. And 3rd down and 8 upcoming. So Casey Hudson slow getting started as well.
There are certain plays that are the bread and butter, and the reality is that everybody knows what they are. That means you must block them aggressively and accurately, and that's Lower Merion is seeing what they're doing, and they're getting guys to the ball.
3rd and 7. Tight end to the near side, John Riley. Slaughter to the far side. Motion man is Ali. Back to pass for the first time is Mulhern looking. Dumps it to the flat. Incomplete. Overshoots Hudson. Burke in coverage. And the Panthers go 3 and out as well. Nice job there by the Lower Merion defense. Big stops on 1st and 2nd down. And not much throwing room there for Mulhern. Andrew?
Quick score update. After 1, Downingtown East on top of Bishop Shanahan, 7-0.
Okay. Downingtown East coming off a big win over Coatesville a week ago. And Shanahan with a tough schedule here to end the season, playing in that big division of the Chestmont. All right, Chase Schuster on to punt it for the first time in a couple of weeks. Steps into it. End over end kick, angling to the far sideline, off the side of his foot, and it'll be stopped there at the 48-yard line. So not much doing there for the Panthers. with an 18-yard punt, and be up to the defense to get another stop here with 1:51 to go here in the first quarter. As we mentioned, Springfield on top of Garnet Valley, 14-0 in the early going.
Same score over in Conestoga, where they trail Marple 14-0. Just under 4 to play in quarter number 1.
Marple Newtown needing 2 wins to qualify for the playoff field, sitting at 3-5 at the moment. Here, pistol look for DeLuca and the Bulldogs. Play fake this time, looking, rolling to the right side, fires on the run, beautiful throw and catch. Right there, wide open is Burke. Broke off his pattern at the Panthers 37 or so, and they'll move the chains. First down yardage and a gain of 11. Good delivery from DeLuca now, who has completed 4 out of 8 throwing it for 37 yards.
And there was nobody covering, so they're running patterns that the Panthers have not picked up on yet. And, this is, like we said, death by 1,000 cuts.
Andrew?
Ruston leads Westchester East 13-0, 5 to play in quarter number 1.
3 wide receivers this time for the Bulldogs. Tight end to the left. Ciotis is in the backfield taking the handoff, and he's wrapped up in the backfield but spun away from one man and picks up positive yardage down to the 34-yard line. So good work there by Ciotis. That could have been a loss on the play. Instead, second down and 6. Good work by Ciotis. Andrew, another one?
First quarter score, Haverford on top of Radnor, 13-0.
Okay. Haverford looking to bounce back after being shut out by Ridley a week ago. 3 wide receivers once again. Ciotis on the right hip of Nick DeLuca on second down and 6. Eyes downfield, plenty of time to throw. Fires in and out of the hands. Burke would like to have that one back. Brings up third down and about 6. A little slant there, and again, not much pressure from the Panthers that time. A lot of time for DeLuca, and Panthers dropping 7 or 8 into coverage on most of these pass plays at the moment.
Good, Andrew.
First play of quarter number 2, Upper Moreland takes a 7-6 lead on Plymouth Whitemarsh.
All right, the Bears, a heartbreaker of a loss in overtime to Wissahickon last week, and now looking to bounce back against their Suburban 1 American rivals. 3rd and 7. 2 receivers to the right. DeLuca under pressure now, spins away from one man, eyes downfield, and now will tuck it and run. Has some running room. He'll be awfully close to the sticks on that far side. We'll see where they mark it. I think it's enough for a first down. 3rd and 6. I think they're going to move the chains. We'll see. Yep. Gain of 7 on the play for DeLuca. And fresh set of downs here for the Bulldogs. Nicely done.
Obviously, my idea of a spy has not been entertained by Strathaven. So he was, when DeLuca avoided that rush, there was nobody to contain him.
Well, the question is, who do you spy him with?
I
Do you use the other end, or you take a linebacker out of coverage? It's we'll have to see what adjustments are made here. 1st and 10, rolling to his right, DeLuca once again. Dumps to the flat, complete underneath, and this is Henry Ingram. He is belted. Cole Haley makes him pay. That's a short gain on the play, but still positive yardage to bring up second down and about 4. They'll mark it at the 21-yard line.
It's too much.
6 complete, 6 on the gain here. Henry Ingram with his first catch of the night.
He even desperately needs a stop of some kind. Fumble, turnover.
Ingram slot to the left. 6 seconds. 5 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. DeLuca may take one more snap or may let it ride. Yep, last play of the first quarter. DeLuca back, firing over the middle. It is caught and falling to the turf here. Excellent catch and good job hauling it in there by Paul Measy McMahon right at the edge of the 10-yard line. And we'll start it right there after we switch sides and begin quarter number 2. Strath Haven 7, Lower Merion trailing, but on the move when we come back on havenfootball.net.
nagging soft tissue injury, chronic joint pain? Give Rose Tree Wellness Center a call and see Dr. Tom O'Brien for a complete diagnosis and treatment. Dr. O'Brien specializes in active release techniques, ART. ART can deal with many issues, including chronic shoulder, knee, and ankle pain. Rose Tree Wellness Center also offers a complete series of massage therapy as well as general chiropractic care. Don't spend another day in pain. Call 610-789-5555 and make an appointment today.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.com.
Welcome back to quarter number 2 here at George L. King Field. Strath Haven leading 7-0, but Lower Merion knocking on the door here as we start the second quarter. Brian Carroll bringing you play-by-play. Got Andrew Kaufman and Mike Mayer here next to me, and upstairs Mike Clancy, and outside Dean Michelson running the cameras. Andrew, quick update.
A couple of score updates. After one quarter, Owen J. Roberts leads Springford 3-0. Shanahan tied up Downingtown East early in the second quarter, but Downingtown East returns the ensuing kickoff 65 yards for a touchdown to restore their touchdown lead. And Interborough ties up Chichester 7-7. Mo Rogers from 1 yard out with 4:38 to play.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for Lower Merion from the Strath Haven 13. Panther defense on their heels a bit after a short punt. And Bulldogs trying to cash in on a short field. Motion man from right to left. Looking that way, DeLuca now comes back to his right. Eyes downfield, throws off his back foot, and is incomplete. Good man coverage over there by Quinn Kell. Looking for Paul Music McMahon on the second play in a row. This one hits the turf on his 12th attempt of the night. 2nd down and 10. Good pressure from Landon Barlow that time in his face.
And excellent coverage on defense. Receivers.
11:54 to go now before halftime, and Lower Merion has to feel good, getting a big stop against the Panther offense. Tilted the field as well, and now trying to cash in here from the red zone. 3 wide receivers to the right side, 1 to the left here is the sophomore, Weddy. Back DeLuca looking for Weddy. It is juggled and incomplete. Oh, Luke Mulhern jumped up, got 2 hands on it, couldn't quite squeeze it, but it falls incomplete. And Lower Merion dodges a bullet right there. Mulhern swats it to the ground, but still 2 more shots at it for the Bulldog offense.
Well, the one thing that does, too, for Lucas is it gives him cause for pause. You know, where is number 15, and where am I trying to throw the ball?
3 interceptions for DeLuca in their Garnet Valley game a couple weeks ago. Trying to avoid that same fate here, obviously. 3rd and 10, 3 receivers off to his right, and he's rolling that way. Eyes downfield, heavy pressure from Milligan. Eyes still downfield, throws, and incomplete, underthrown badly. But good pressure from Zach Milligan. Quinn Kell in coverage, and 4th and 10 is where we sit. Could be in field goal range here for Bilal Barish, but looks like Coach Joe Augustine will send DeLuca in for one more try at it. 4th and 10 from the 13.
Yeah, the one positive for Lower Merion is if they don't get this, they're really, pushing Strath Haven back into their own end zone.
Long field here in front of Strath Haven, but they need to get one more stop before worrying about that. Tommy Burke split to the far side. Weddy to the near side. And now seems to be some confusion here. And
only
substitution
4 offensive
perhaps.
linemen on the field.
Lower Merion was short a man. They're going to have to call timeout and talk it over. So with that in mind, we'll take a short timeout with them. Be back for 4th and 10 from the 13 when we return on havenfootball.net.
For your dream home, with over a decade of experience, Jess Mudrick knows the market inside and out. Known for her dedication and personalized service, Jess ensures every client finds their perfect match. From first-time buyers to luxury estates. A partner at the Sheridan Mudrick team and backed by Coldwell Banker Realty, Jess combines expertise with innovation, using the latest technology to make your buying or selling process seamless. For a real estate experience that's second to none, trust Jess Mudrick and the Sheridan Mudrick team. Visit SheridanMudrick.com today.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Week 9 action here on havenfootball.net. Strath Haven leading 7-0, but it's been tenuous. Lower Merion has controlled the football for a good chunk of this first half. And they've got it for at least one more snap here. 4th and 10 from the Panther 13. 4 wide receivers coming out of the timeout. DeLuca with George Ciotis in the backfield. 4 to either side. Man coverage for the Panthers. They throw the fade to the end zone. Burke jumps up, pushes off, grabs it for the touchdown, and a chance to tie. Great throw. Gave his man a chance. Jalen Starr in coverage. Getting a little separation in the end zone there. And Burke, for the second week in a row, has found the end zone for the Bulldogs. 11:38 to go here. And a chance to tie here is Bilal Barish on for the extra point. Well, Strath Haven's only given up 4 touchdowns all season. Now, 4 touchdowns, 3 before this. But here we go. Snap. DeLuca puts it down, and Barish sneaks it through. Strath Haven, 7, and Lower Merion bounces back to knot it up. We'll be back in just a moment. 30 seconds to see Strath Haven get a kick return when we come back on havenfootball.net.
Looking for pre-K childcare with an emphasis on learning? Ducklings Early Learning Center is available for children 6 weeks to 5 years old within 1 block of Nether Providence Elementary School on Moore Road in Wallingford. At Ducklings, our college-educated teachers create a safe, nurturing, educational environment in our beautiful facility. Call Ducklings today for an appointment at 610-936-9400.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. Lower Merion with a 48-yard scoring drive and a 4th and 10 connection from Nick DeLuca to Tommy Burke from the 13-yard line. Has knotted this one at 7, and DeLuca with a short kick. I don't know if the Panthers are ready for this. Scramble for it. Lower Merion is on it. Tommy Burke grabs it. Beautifully kicked. An onside kick chip shot just over that front line to the 37-yard line, and all sorts of momentum now for the Bulldogs. Beautifully done there.
That was a beautiful, offside kick and just onside kick, and it just caught the Panthers by complete surprise.
All right, Panther defense back on the field here now.
What's the question on the field?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, first down, okay.
Yeah. All right, we're updating Twitter, and here we go. All right. New life here for Lower Merion. Tie ball game. Pistol look for DeLuca and 2 wide receivers. Panther defense needs to gain some momentum back. From the 38 on first down, DeLuca dumps to the flat, completes underneath at Ciotis, and he is buried. Haley joins Quinn Kell on the stop there after gain of just 2, 2nd down and 8. So we mentioned earlier, Ciotis out of the backfield is certainly something they'll look for. And at the moment, Lower Merion with all sorts of momentum.
Yeah, and their formula's working. I mean, Haven's really on its back heels now.
4 wide receivers, split and slot to either side. Back is DeLuca with time, steps away for one moment, rolling to his right, eyes still downfield, fires to the far side, incomplete. Oh, no, he did catch it.
He did catch
Terrific catch there
First
by
down.
Burke. Tiptoe along the sideline. It's going to be very close to first down yardage, and he has it. Gain of 8 on the play. DeLuca right on the money with that throw in a spot where only Burke could grab it.
And we had, good rush, good pressure, but he still made the pass.
Still a long time to throw it, and this is what he does. He can extend plays. He rolls out so well, throws the ball on the run so well. And now Strath Haven needing another stop, this time from the 27. 1st and 10 for Lower Merion. DeLuca, 9 for 17, throwing it already. give inside, right up the middle, and Zach Milligan rides down the ball carrier for the Panthers there at the 25. Ciotis picks up 2, brings up second down and about 8. So Lower Merion with all sorts of time of possession advantage at this point have outgained Strath Haven 112-46 as well. So it's been mostly the Bulldogs here in the early going. Clock ticks, 10:16 and counting to go here in the second quarter. Still plenty of time and plenty of action in front of us. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, and they fire to that right flat. This is room for Ingram. Spins away from one man. First down yardage. Landon Barlow tracks him down, but not before he picks up the 16-yard line and another first down. 9 more as Ingram picks up his second grab of the night. You mentioned earlier the phrase "death by 1,000 cuts."
Yep.
And here we are.
Well, they're doing exactly what the Panthers like to do to people, but the Panthers do it on the ground. But that was a good play call because it'll keep the Panther defense honest, looking for the run.
3 wide receivers. Ingram slot to the right. Ciotis on the hip of DeLuca. Ciotis with room off that right side momentarily, closes quickly, but still he'll be down, I think, inside the 10 here. Near, looks like Luke Mulhern on the stop, but Ciotis going to pick up 6 or 7 here down to the 9. LaFrance and Mulhern on the stop, 6 for Ciotis. Brings up second down and about maybe 4. All right. Clock continues to wind. 9:30 and counting to go here in the second quarter. 3 wide receivers once again. DeLuca on second and short. Ciotis one more time. Cuts to his left. He's, I believe, a little shy of the first down. We'll see. Panthers held up well that time. Barlow and friends held their ground. It'll bring up third down and short. Maybe a yard. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say it looks like it's about 3 yards.
Where did they put it down here? At the 8, 7 maybe?
I'm just looking at the third down marker.
All right. Third and short from about the 8. Call it 3rd and 2 or maybe 3. 4 wide receivers. Here we go. DeLuca, blitz coming and knocked down. Oh, great job by Burke. Patrick Burke flying through on the blitz. Almost squeezed it and could have taken it to the distance. Instead, Lower Merion does well to have that one hit the turf. Gosh, he almost took it right out of his hands. 4th and 3. Panthers defense needing a stop in a big way here, trying to withstand a recovered onside kick a few minutes ago.
Well, I would have DeLuca roll out to one side and see if he can take it in himself.
Yeah, that's, again, dangerous runner here. 3 wide receivers, 2 to either side now. Ingram slot to the far side to the boundary. Ciotis in the backfield on 4th and 3. Hand in the air here, and they're going to get a delay of game call. Ouch. Oh, Lower Merion, 4th and 3 is going to turn into 4th and 8. And really could change the play call dramatically there. And I like your idea, Mike. If I'm Lower Merion, I think DeLuca, get him on the edge and give him a run-pass option. Well, now a little further to go.
Yeah, and that's going to be a harder chore.
First penalty of the night against Lower Merion. That one stings. Back to the 13 they go. 4th and 8. They connected on for a touchdown on 4th and 10 a moment ago. Back to Luca, steps up, away from pressure, looking, eyes downfield, hands want a flag, and he's sacked and out of bounds. Down he goes, and they're going to get an unnecessary roughness after the play. Faribault with the sack, and they're going to say he put a little extra on it on that far side. And the Panthers may have given it right back here. Unless, again, it's so hard when you're making a tackle like that, wrapping up the quarterback on the sideline. He definitely threw him down out of bounds, but was there a whistle? And now the question is, So if it's a dead ball foul, the argument would be it should be a 15-yard penalty after the play. So would the play count because it was if it's post-play.
If it's post-play, yes.
If it's post-play, it would be Strath Haven football, perhaps. So let's see here.
Come to have a discussion with Coach Clancy.
Yeah, they'll talk about this one. The question was, he out of bounds? Was the play over? And now
it is a dead ball foul.
Personal foul. So call
First
it
down,
a
Strath Haven.
Call it a sack for Faribault. Big defensive stop right there. And you're going to get the 15-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal, post-play. So Panthers make a big play, catch a break that the flag was not in the course of the play. But nevertheless, the defense holds after Lower Merion recovers the onside kick. All right, long way to go here for the Panther offense as they'll snap from inside their 10 here early in the second quarter. All right, so give Faribault his second sack of the season. And they'll break the huddle with 8:28 to go here before halftime, and the Panther offense went 3 and out the last time they touched it, and that seems like ages ago. All right, here we go. Wing T behind Mulhern on 1st and 10. Give inside is to Mudrick, and he's going nowhere. Big defensive front here. Charles Welgs and big 71, Keyshawn Miller, along with Reggie Ciotis making the stop. So Mudrick, nothing doing on 1st down. Panthers trying to get some momentum here. Ryan Mudrick checks out. Landon Barlow in at fullback. Ali wing to the near side, split to the near side this time is John Riley. Casey Hudson in the backfield, 9 in the box. For Lower Merion, the give is to Barlow, looking for running room. He'll carry some tacklers forward out to about the 15 and turn it into 3rd and about 5. So good work for Barlow, who missed last week's game, and it's his first tackle on first carry in quite a while. Ethan Jackson on the stop for Lower Merion. 7:20 to go here in quarter number 2. Panthers trying to move the sticks, trying to tilt the field here, as it's been all Lower Merion for the second half of quarter number 1 and most of this second quarter as well. Mulhern brings in the play.
Hurry up.
Hand in the air here for the back judge. Counting it down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Panthers get a delay of game. You're right, Mike. You said took too long getting the play in. You're going to get a delay of game.
Delay of game.
And back it goes 5 yards, and now you're at 3rd and 10. And here's where you get some some challenges here for the Panthers. Do you even risk a throw? In a passing game that's been reasonably effective when they've done it, but not well practiced, right? This is not a team that throws it very often.
No, and of course here a turnover would be death.
Yep. All right, they move it back to the 11. 3rd and 9 is where we sit. Wing T behind Mulhern. 2 tight ends, Riley to the near side. Slaughter to the far side on 3rd and 9. Rollout here is to Mulhern looking. He has a man out there going high in the air and incomplete. Riley could not squeeze it out at the 40-yard line. Had some room, but couldn't haul it in. Incomplete it falls, and the Panthers go 3 and out for the second straight drive. Well, look, we thought coming in that Lower Merion would have a hard time stopping this Panther offense. It's a team that allows 35 points per game, but slow going here for the Panthers. They scored on a very short field to start the game and just 6 plays since. Chase Schuster will be punting it out of his own end zone here. Tommy Burke, good return man, waits on the Strath Haven side of the 50. So a defensive struggle here thus far. Schuster, good kick this time. Burke signals fair catch, steps away from it, and takes a Strath Haven bounce. Oh, boy. And was it touched by Lower Merion? No. Okay, good effort there by Derek Bradley. Almost shoved him into it. But good roll there, and Schuster kicks them out of trouble for the moment, all the way out to the Lower Merion 49. Quick score update from Garnet Valley, 28-7 now. Springfield all over Garnet Valley.
Yeah.
And it's Springfield. That offense has been humming, 45 points per game, and they're well on their way to that midway through the second quarter. Here, we're knotted at 7. And for those watching from afar or joining us here on the broadcast, I would say probably feels a little surprising. But here we go. Nick DeLuca and the Bulldogs have been game. Give inside as to Robinson, not much doing. Maybe 2 or 3 on the play. Met quickly there by Luke Mulhern on the stop. Let's see where they put this down. Should be 2nd and 7 or 8 here when they... All right, they give him the Haven 48-yard line, and 2nd and 7 is where we sit. Tough sledding so far here for Robinson. The sophomore running back, 4 carries for just 5 yards. He's in the game alongside of DeLuca. Now shifts to his left. 3 wide receivers for DeLuca. And back on 2nd and 7. Has some time. Eyes downfield. Dumps underneath. It's caught. Robinson steps away from one man. Leans down to the Strath Haven 40. And give him the 39 and a first down. Good coverage. Good time provided by that offensive line. Good work there by Lower Merion. DeLuca just checked down to his back underneath the coverage. And first catch of the night for number 30, Robinson. Will move the sticks after a gain of 9. DeLuca, empty backfield this time, 5 wide. DeLuca on 1st and 10 with time. Firing to this near side, it is juggled and caught. He's going to say squeezed it, yep. Good work there by Weddy coming back to the football on the curl. And they mark it down at the Strath Haven 32 for a gain of 7. DeLuca on target again. Again, these are not deep throws that he's hit. The longest game of the night, a 14-yarder, was his first throw of the game. But Weddy, a 12 and now a 7-yard catch to his credit. And just as importantly, you've got 6 different receivers here for Lower Merion.
Right. Very tough to cover.
3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. 2 to the other side. Empty backfield again for DeLuca on 2nd and 3 with time. Steps up, dumps underneath, has Ciotis on the cutback. He'll be belted there by Burke, but still picks up 4 more and a first down. Again, nothing eye-popping on the stat sheet, but very, very effective as Burke on the stop. Ciotis doing the dirty work. Moves the sticks again.
It's the old story. Just keep doing what works and make it stop it. And, of course, if Haven just to try to stop it, that may leave a run play open and may leave other passing routes open.
Receivers to either side. Wing to the far side as well. Pistol look. And DeLuca turns and gives to Robinson, who's tripped up immediately. Luke Mulhern flying in. Makes the stop after gain of just a yard. So, busy night here for the senior Mulhern. Not getting much to do on offense right now.
And had the ball long enough.
Yeah. They've only run 6 plays in the last quarter and a half here. But defensively, he's been busy. Stops Robinson after a gain of just 1. 2nd down and 9. 3:44 and counting to go here in quarter number 2. DeLuca and the Bulldogs knocking on the door again. Play fake, steps up. He wants it all. Post pattern. It is incomplete. Good coverage there by LaFrance. Burke maybe got a finger on that as LaFrance seemed to be in position for a possible interception. Couldn't haul it in. And 3rd down and long is where we sit. But again, 3rd and 9. This is not a scary down here for Lower Merion. This is 2-down territory, 4-down territory here. They'll have 2 cracks at it as they break the huddle with 4 wide receivers. 3:31 to go here in quarter number 2. Empty backfield again. On 3rd and 9, can the Panthers get a rush? Ingram in motion. They flood that right side. He rolls that way. Eyes downfield, throws back across his body, and it is knocked away, nearly intercepted. Casey Hudson swats it down. Couldn't quite squeeze it, but great job by Hudson at the goal line to swat it away. Andrew?
3.5 to play in quarter number 2. Marple takes a 35-0 lead on Conestoga.
Running clock there is imminent. Halftime. Garnet Valley trailing 28-7. That's gone to half. And again, running clock for Marple, Newtown, and Conestoga. Tough sledding for the Pioneers here this year. They've been mercy ruled by almost everybody the last few weeks. Here, 4th and about 9. DeLuca and friends will get a chance to catch their breath as the Panther defense wants to talk it over. With 3:24 to go here before half, we'll take a short time out. Be back in just a moment on havenfootball.net.
Alumni and Friends Supporting Kids is a fiscal partner of the Foundation for Wallingford Swarthmore Schools. ASK strives to bridge the gaps in access to educational resources so that WSSD students have a holistic school experience. ASK helps students K-12 with items, services, and resources to support and enhance their educational experience with a focus on academic, artistic, athletic, and social enrichment. ASK scholarship forms are available on the WSSD website as well as through the school counseling department.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ron Jaworski, former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, and you're listening to high school football right here on Haven Football.
We're back at George L. King Field. Feels like deja vu. After a timeout, 4th and long for Lower Merion, deep in Strath Haven territory. Feel like we were here a few minutes ago. Lower Merion converted on 4th and 10 for a 13-yard touchdown pass. Can they do it again here, this time from the Panther 28? 4th and 9. DeLuca with 4 wideouts. Back, steps up, down the middle he goes, fires and incomplete. And then a hit comes in late and no flags.
No, he ran into him.
Hudson delivers the blow on Ingram. And incomplete it falls. The Panther defense with yet another stop. And now can the offense pick up the slack? DeLuca, 13 out of 25 throwing the football already here in just the first half. He's on pace for 50-plus throws tonight. Go ahead, Andrew.
A couple of quick score updates. Owen J. Roberts goes into the half trailing Springford 7-3. Springfield gets a touchdown at the buzzer. Marple Newtown pouring it on Conestoga. Under 2 to play in the first half. It's now 42-0.
All right, here, tied at 7. The Panthers offense with 2 consecutive 3-and-outs. Trying to get something going, starting at their 27-yard line. 2 timeouts in their pocket, 3:18 to go. Toss play to the near side, looking for running room is Barlow. Gets a block, stiff arm to the near side, and Barlow hops over a man out to the 35. Gain of 8 on the play, and the Panthers a much more favorable look here. 2nd down and 2.
I'll tell you, Lower Merion is really able to shed their blocks. I've been watching the Haven linemen who are normally pretty crisp and clean on the blocking, and boy, they are just shedding off of them. When they make their blocks clean, they get some yards, but that has not been happening. We'll see where they continue.
Reggie Ciotis joining this big defensive line now as well. You got 4 big guys down as down linemen, 4 linebackers as well. Panthers looking at an 8-man front as usual. Wing to the near side is Ali. Motion man is Derek Bradley. They run counter to the inside. This is Ali with first down yardage, carrying tacklers, driving the pile across the 45 to the 48. And there's what we're used to seeing. Yosef Ali just barrels his way to the 47 for a Panther first down. 12 there for the junior. And Ali, 4 carries for 24 yards here in the early going. First half, not early anymore, is it? Here's Bradley, juggles the handoff, but steps into trouble there, gets a push there from his buddy, and good work there from Mudrick to shove Bradley forward there to the 47-yard line. DeLuca on the stop, coming up from that free safety spot, and he looks a little hobbled there after running into Bradley. A lot of guys seem worse for the wear after running into 30. Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4 after Bradley's first carry of the night. On the sweep, or inside give rather, is to Mudrick. They faked everybody out, and Mudrick now straight ahead down to the 32-yard line, and this is more like it. The Panthers really needed a wake-up call or something here, and they're in and out of the huddle quickly here. They're stopping, and now you're going to get a whistle. Officials timeout to reset the chains. Or do you have you had an equipment issue. Okay. Lower Merion player had an equipment issue. He's got to come off the field. Or now, you've timeout, Lower Merion. Okay. All right. They're going to get charged with a timeout. DeLuca is hobbled, significantly hobbled. So hopefully he's okay there for Lower Merion. But in the meantime, Panthers with a little bit of momentum. We'll keep it right here.
Okay.
As now with Panthers on the move. 1st and 10 at the Lower Merion 33. And
2:20 left in the quarter.
Yep. And still 2 timeouts here for Strath Haven. But, again, it's been tough sledding. Andrew, I'm sure you've got scores. Here we go.
Halftime between Chichester and Interboro. That's a 14-7 lead for the Eagles.
Okay.
26-0 Downingtown West at the half. Marple 42-0 up on Conestoga. Ruston up 26-0 on Westchester East at the half.
26-0 Ruston all over East. That's not I can't say I'm surprised by that score. East has had a really nice 6-2 start, but Ruston's another level, and in those rivalry games in particular. Go ahead, Andrew.
One more halftime score, 21-7 Downingtown East on top of Bishop Shanahan.
Okay. Here, 1st and 10 Strath Haven. Knotted at 7 from the 32. Mulhern play fake, and they give to this near side. Casey Hudson into the secondary, and a good shoestring tackle to wrap him up at the 25-yard line. Panthers go no huddle. Called two plays in that timeout. And here, Lower Merion trying to get their 12th man off the field here. Quick hitter to Mudrick. Straight ahead he goes. Carrying tacklers, getting a push from Milligan, and he drives him forward to first down yardage to the 21. Excellent job right there by Mudrick, and help from Zach Milligan. So again, really not sure what was said there, or the Panthers offense had said, all right, we've seen enough. Lower Merion's had the ball the majority of this first half. And after consecutive 3 and outs, the Panthers now on the move. 1st and 10 from the 21. Motion man is Hudson. Counter again inside. It's on the cutback. This is Ali, who bumps his way down to the 15. Gain of 6 more for the junior. Clock ticks. 1:27, 1:26 and counting after Paul Mizzy McMahon and Bilal Barish made the stop. Panthers go no huddle. On 2nd and 4, they show blitz, give inside to Mudrick. He'll push his way to first down yardage. That'll stop the clock momentarily. It'll be 1st and goal to go from the 8. Mulhern sprints the play in. Panthers break the huddle quickly. And here we go. 1st and goal. Lower Merion now scrambling. They aren't set. Panthers are ready to go with it. Give inside. Mudrick one more time. Running ISO off that right side. Not much doing there. Maybe a yard. Clock ticks, 54, 53. Panthers still with 2 timeouts. No real reason to really rush here. Here we go. 2 tight ends with 44 seconds and counting to go. 2nd and goal from the 7. They sweep to that left side. Looking for room is Ali. Inside, outside, turning the corner, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Wow. Panthers with some urgency on that drive, and Yosef Ali with the finishing touch. 7-yard sprint to the pylon. Panthers on top again with 33 seconds to go before half.
I didn't think he was going to make that. I thought he was going to cut short.
That's a 73-yard scoring drive in just about, under 2 minutes.
Just over 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fantastic work there by the offense that had been unsteady. All right, here we go. Snap, spot, Steyer. Good again. Here we go. Strath Haven 14, Lower Merion 7. We'll be back in just a moment on havenfootball.net.
Your car is probably your second biggest investment, and AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven wants to keep that investment in tip-top shape. AMF Auto Clinic has been maintaining automobiles since 1961, and they take pride in their work and in keeping your car in perfect running order. From inspections to general maintenance and repair, you can trust your auto investment to AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven. Call for an appointment today at 610-872-2167.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at Haven Football.
We're back at George L. King Field. Strath Haven 14, Lower Merion 7, and the Panthers have struggled, but getting it done with a 73-yard scoring drive just before halftime. Now, can you keep DeLuca and the offense under wraps for 33 more seconds? Steyer, end over and kick over everybody's head, hops in to the end zone for the second time tonight. Long field here for Lower Merion, 33 seconds and one timeout. And if you're Joe Augustine, Mike, what do you put together here?
Well, the question is, DeLuca's been almost intercepted 3 or 4 times. So at this stage of the game, do you just, it's 33 seconds, you're down by 7, you've played a much better game than I think you thought you were going to play. So I think you probably do some pretty safe stuff. Maybe, try to a short pass and he can break it open. But I wouldn't go crazy with this. I don't want to be down by 2 touchdowns.
All right, here we go. Looks like you've got a new quarterback in. Yeah, DeLuca out of the game. We said he was hobbled after defensive effort here. And now you've got a new quarterback in the game. He'll launch one down the far sideline. The Panthers are going to pick this off and coming the other way. Mike, you called it, and this is Grayson LaFrance dancing across the 20. 15, spins his way inside the 10, holding onto the football, and LaFrance to the 6-yard line. 16 seconds to go, and the Panthers with a chance to throw a dagger. How about that for a senior night special? Grayson LaFrance with a tremendous return, intercepting the new quarterback, Kai Miller. And now, 16 seconds, the Panthers with 2 timeouts and a chance to pound in another one.
Well, I'll tell you, to me, to bring in a new quarterback and have him go long, I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me.
And the Panthers also get the ball coming out of halftime.
You're right. That's right. All right, the Panthers with a chance to break it open right here. Mudrick in the backfield. Motion man is Hudson. Play fake. Mulhern looking, trying to go to the backside there. Eyes downfield's going to keep it himself and take it on in. Absorbs the big hit. And the Panthers now get a flag late. Let's see. What's the flag?
Late hit?
I don't know. Into the end zone goes Luke Mulhern from the 6. And we'll check the flag here. I don't know if that was, I can't imagine that was a late hit. It looked like it was right as it was at the goal line, but who knows. All right, we'll see. All right, a flag is against Lower Merion there, so Luke Mulhern takes it in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, and with 9 seconds to go before halftime, Panthers with a chance for a 2-touchdown lead here as Matt Steyer on for the extra point. Incredible.
All right, well.
Now do you take a knee if you're Lower Merion getting the ball here?
I wouldn't.
Goodness gracious. All right, Jackson Miller to snap it. John Riley will hold, and Matt Steyer on for his 3rd extra point try of the evening. 9 seconds to go here. And Lower Merion with a chance to substitute here. And, all right, now, okay. Well, all right, the official's still talking to the head coach, Joe Augustine, on that far sideline. So referee's still giving an explanation, and that's your delay at the moment. All right. So with 9 seconds to go, Lower Merion will receive the next kickoff here after the extra point try. And, okay. My guess is that they will take a knee, if anything. All right, snap, spot, kick is away, and Steyer 3 for 3 on the evening. All right, we'll take another short time out. Thanks again to our terrific sponsors. We're getting a little bonus break here after another Panther touchdown on havenfootball.net.
Welcome to Allstate, where everyone saves when they bundle their home and auto insurance. Isn't that right, Frank?
I saved 25%. Booyah.
You protected your casa?
Sure did.
And the Frank tank?
You know it.
And now you're relaxing.
I'm working from home.
Sure you are. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Your local Allstate agent is Steve Taub in media. Give him a call at 610-566-3500.
This is Keith Jackson. You're listening to High School Football right here on Haven Football.
Well, we always seem to get some magic on senior night, and Grayson LaFrance, after missing the last couple of games, with an interception and a run back to the 6-yard line, sets up fellow senior Luke Mulhern for a 6-yard touchdown run. The Panthers score twice in about 12 seconds.
Yep. And there's 9 seconds left in the clock, and I assume they're going to take a knee after they get the ball.
24 seconds.
Yep. All right. I knew Andrew would have a better look at it with the stat sheet open. Steyer, end over end kickoff, and he'll have yet another. I thought he was going to put that one through the uprights maybe, but wouldn't count for much more than putting Lower Merion on the 20-yard line. 9.4 seconds left on the clock. And Panthers leading by 2 will receive the third quarter kickoff and have some breathing room now after a hold your breath, chest tightening first and second quarter, really. 9 seconds to go. Quarterback is sophomore Kai Miller in the gun. 3 wide receivers. Miller play fake. Nope, does hand it off. Give inside, and Robinson is belted. He is blasted by Burke, and that will do it. Burke and Kell wrap up Robinson on the last play of the first half. Strath Haven 21 Lower Merion 7. At halftime, we'll be back for the marching band and a little playoff possibility chatter, along with score updates from around District 1. Stick with us. Glad you're joining us live or on the archive on havenfootball.net.
The Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper has partnered up with havenfootball.net. The Swarthmorean was established in 1893 and is a true community newspaper and covers the Wallingford Swarthmore School District as well as events in Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding communities. Get your copy every Friday at 320 Market or Swarthmore Co-op, or go to swarthmorean.com for a mailed or digital subscription. For all the local news, read the Swarthmorean every week.
Hey fans, this is Todd Lights, public address announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you are listening to High School Football right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. We're at the half. The Panthers lead the Bulldogs of Lower Merion 21-7. A hard-fought half from the Lower Merion Bulldogs, and we'll get ready to send it over to Nick Pinatero, Strath Haven Band Director, for tonight's marching band performance.
Good evening. Onto the field comes the 2025 Strath Haven High School Panther Marching Band. We're pushing the sounds of drive, energy, and liberation tonight as we play the music of ABBA, Blackpink, Amy Winehouse, and Macklemore. The student leadership team is led by Student Director Sonia Blum, Tess Kelly, Katie Snyder, and Maisie Strachan. The drum majors are Casper Stockman, Eli Sorkis, and Josie Weiland. ABBA never intended this song to be a single, but it soared on the dance club charts and was hot in clubs everywhere. We bring the dancing to life with Lay All Your Love on Me. fierce attitude, Kill This Love embodies the powerful sound and image that have made Blackpink a global phenomenon. Tonight, the Panther Marching Band channels that same fire and precision, blending brass hits, booming percussion, and dynamic visuals into a show of strength and style. This is the sound of Blackpink. This is Kill This Love.
Drone flying, that's pretty cool.
Winehouse teamed up with producer Mark Ronson with this Motown-inspired groove. We ask, why don't you come on over, Valerie? tune hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. We put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. This is the sound of Ray Dalton and Macklemore. The Pride of Haven, the Strath Haven High School Panther Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Assistant Band Director Mrs. Haley Lombard, Pit Director Mr. Richard Michael, and Drumline Instructor Mr. Gustin Rudolph. Miss Valerie Schliga directs the band front and dance line, with Silks Instructor Coach Arya Boris and dance team instructors Miss Gigi Ianello and Miss Rosie Ianello. The band is assisted by Miss Samantha McFarland and student teacher Miss Cammie Bachman. For the Panther Band, I'm Nick Pignataro. Have a great evening, and let's go Panthers!
The Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper has partnered up with havenfootball.net. The Swarthmorean was established in 1893 and is a true community newspaper and covers the Wallingford-Swarthmore School District as well as events in Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding communities. Get your copy every Friday at 320 Market or Swarthmore Co-op, or go to swarthmorean.com for a mailed or digital subscription. For all the local news, read the Swarthmorean every week.
Hey fans, this is Todd Lights, public address announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you are listening to high school football right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Strath Haven and Lower Merion here at George L. King Field. 21-7. Strath Haven on top of Lower Merion, and Mike Mayer's got some first half stats for us. We'll bring those up and show you what went on in this entertaining and really tight first half up until the last 33 seconds or so.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory there. Lower Merion controlled the football, but three big stops by the Panther defense, two of them deep in the red zone, was the story there. Lower Merion controlled the ball, passed the ball for 105 yards. 46 rushing yards is respectable for sure for a team that doesn't run it much. But again, with Nick DeLuca going out, was injured on a tackle. He was trying to tackle Derek Bradley late in the second quarter. And the last 2 snaps for Lower Merion had a sophomore in there at quarterback, Kai Miller. So we'll see if DeLuca is out. That is a significant blow to Lower Merion.
No doubt. DeLuca was a factor to deal with in every aspect of the game. He was getting hotter and hotter in his passing. And I am really surprised, if you were listening, when the new quarterback came out and threw a long bomb, with, 30 seconds left in the game? I mean, it was, or in the half. I'm like, I don't understand this. If he had completed the pass, it would have been very impressive, but it still wasn't going to be a score. And you still had, half the football field to go? So what was the accomplishment under the best of circumstances? And you could have come into the second half now. You're giving Haven the ball because obviously Lower Merion got it first. And you're going to come into a 14-7 game where you have dominated time, dominated field position, really put the Panthers back on their heels. I mean, I don't need a touchdown that bad right now.
Right.
I need to come out here in the second half, stop the Panthers again, get decent field position, and then go to work. And now, I mean, you're really going to need to make some passes. You got to move down the field relatively quickly. You got 24 minutes left to play. And the Panthers are, of course, going to do everything they can to hold on to the ball and drive it. I think the one thing we can't really address is the morale of the team right now, Lower Merion. The Bulldogs had to be sky high and would have been sky high going into a 14-7, score. And now 21-7 where you have the ball. If the Panthers get the ball and score here, just take the wind right out of your sail.
And without DeLuca, offensively, that's obviously a big story. All right, quick score updates from around District 1. We'll go rapid fire here. Downingtown East on top of Bishop Chanahan, 21-14 in the third quarter. North Penn all over CB West, 17-6 at half. Downingtown West crushing Coatesville. Coatesville minus their starting quarterback. It's all Whippets, 26-0 at halftime. Great Valley 14, Westchester Henderson 7. That's a bit of a surprise at halftime, so we'll keep an eye on that. Chichester 14, Interboro 7. Avongrove up on Kennett 7-3 late in the second quarter, last we heard. So that would certainly help things from a Strath Haven seeding standpoint if that score were to hold, if the Red Devils can keep that lead. Marple Newtown crushing Conestoga. That's a running clock now in the second half, 42-0. Pencrest trails Ridley early in the third quarter, 7-0. Ridley scored with 2 minutes left before halftime. Running clock in Abington as Pennsbury on top of the Ghosts, 35-0. Plymouth Whitemarsh 14, Upper Moreland 12. That's a tight one as well. Golden Bears trying to improve their seeding if they can knock off Plymouth Whitemarsh. Haverford 20, Radnor nothing. Springford has stretched their lead on O&J Roberts to 14-3 now. O&J 7-1. This would be a step back for them if they were to fall to the Rams tonight. Springfield on top of Garnet Valley 28-7. Ruston all over Westchester East 32-0. Running clock at Upper Merion as Pope John Paul's up 35-0, and LaSalle over O'Hara 20-10. All right, now, what does all this mean for playoff picture? So, we posted our projection just the other day, and we in doing this, we always give it our best guess on who's going to win games over the next couple weeks. Some of those are pretty safe predictions. Some are up in the air. So we knew Avongrove and Kennett is maybe a toss-up tonight. We knew Ridley Pencrest is maybe a toss-up tonight, and that has played out so far. Both of those are one-score games in the second half as we speak. But one thing we had projected in the field as of yesterday morning was Cheltenham could finish 4-6 and sneak in as the 16 seed. That will not happen, as we got word from Cheltenham School District late today Yeah, they are canceling the rest of their season due to a potential hazing investigation, which at this point means Cheltenham would drop out. And, teams like Westchester Henderson, like Great Valley, like Academy Park, like Chichester, all back in the hunt to get into the field, as there'll be at least one more opening in that mix. Upper Dublin, Ben Salem, huge game tonight. We do not have a score update there. Upper Dublin needs to win that one to make the field. Upper Marple Newtown needs to win twice to get in. They're taking care of business tonight at Conestoga and need one more next week to get into that top 16. Upper Moreland, right now we have them projected as a 13 seed. A win over PW could launch them into the top 10, so we'll keep an eye on that score as well. Upper Perk, we don't have an update there. We do not have an update from Unionville either. Garnet Valley needs to win one of the next two. So that means they need a big-time comeback versus Springfield tonight, where they need to take care of Ridley to earn themselves a home game. 2 losses keeps them in the field, but would put the Jaguars on the road as probably a 10 or 11 seed. As we're getting ready for kickoff, bottom line for Strath Haven fans, if they win out, they're probably a top 4 seed. All right, it'll be close with Kennett, but we will see. But still a lot of football to be played here and work to do against the feisty Bulldogs here. And now having to use a different kicker here with DeLuca out. It'll be the extra point kicker, Bilal Barish, sending one high, end over end, coming down to Casey Hudson at about the 13-yard line. Looking for running room, not finding much, but it'll stretch out to the 28-yard line for the Panther offense, and met there by number 80, Holden Archer, a newcomer to the Lower Merion roster, but in on that stop. And the Panthers will start 1st and 10, and trying to build some momentum that they had late in that second quarter with a nice 73-yard scoring drive, and then, of course, cashed in on the very short field from the 6. Other than that, it was tough sledding. The Panthers with a couple of 3-and-outs in the first half after the opening scoring drive as well. Here we go. First down give, not much doing. Bulldogs ready for that one. Mudrick goes right into the arms of Charles Welgs and Ethan Jackson after a gain of maybe 2. Second down upcoming. Mudrick, your leading rusher for the Panthers at halftime. He's up to 60 yards now on his 10 carries. And a Panther touchdown, the opening score of the game. Second down and 8 from the 30. Mulhern changing the play perhaps. Now shifting. Hudson, wing to the near side, now into the backfield for the T formation. Give on the sweep to the left side. This is Ali. Gets a line of scrimmage, if that. If that is flying in there from that defensive end spot, Paul Measy McMahon. And Panthers seemed confused on the setup there from the start. Not much doing there for Ali, whose touchdown run late in the half.
No doubt. I mean, I know Clancy wants to keep it, standard Strath Haven fare, but I don't know.
Here we go, 3rd and 8 again. Panthers 0 for 2 throwing it in the first half. Could be a passing situation here. Still 8 men in the box. Motion man is Ali, and then they go counter to the near side. This is Casey Hudson, running room, and now speed across the midfield stripe and pulling away. Casey Hudson will go 70 yards to the house. And how about that counter? They ran it a couple times the other way. This time, nobody home, and number 5 turns on the Jets. Wow. Hudson pulling away quickly there. And the Panthers now with a 3-score lead, 10:22 to go here before halftime. After coming out of the half in the third quarter here. Hudson sends on Steyer for another extra point try.
Exactly what Lower Merion could not afford to happen.
Riley takes the snap from Miller, puts it down, and Steyer 4 for 4, putting it through. All right, here we go. We'll be back in just a moment. Lower Merion needs to answer quickly when we come back on havenfootball.net.
Want to have your kids get involved in the fastest growing youth sport in America? Non-contact flag football is here in Wallingford at Fisher's Finest Flag Football. Boys and girls in 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th grades are eligible. Adult coaching for each team assures that each child is taught proper football techniques and skills. Get involved in flag football. Sign up for learning camps in spring 2026. Go to fishersfinest13.com for more information.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ron Jaworski, former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, and you're listening to high school football right here on Haven Football.
It took just 3 plays for the Panthers to go 72 yards, the last 70 of it on the legs of junior halfback Casey Hudson, a 70-yard burst off the right side on the counter. The Panthers blocked it beautifully and now lead Lower Merion 28-7. Line drive kickoff. This will be Weddy knocking it down and grabbing it at the 10-yard line. Looking for some running room off that far side and shoved out of bounds by Cole Haley at about the 24 or 25-yard line. We'll see where they spot it coming off that far side. Now the question for Lower Merion, of course, is who's taking snaps? Is it DeLuca, or do they need to run the sophomore back out there? We'll see when they break the huddle and then come back to Andrew for a score update after this play.
Nope, sophomore.
All right, here we go. It's Kai Miller. 0 for 1 throwing it in the first half. Came in late in that second quarter when DeLuca went out with an injury. Turns and gives on first down right into the arms of Landon Barlow is fellow sophomore number 30 Brendan Robinson. He'll lose a couple on the play. 2nd down and 12. Andrew?
Kennett takes the lead on Avongrove 10-7, 3:56 to play in quarter number 3. Great Valley and Henderson tied at 14, 2.5 minutes into quarter number 3.
Okay, busy out in Chester County. And thanks to everybody at Chesco Insiders and everybody at the Daily Local posting those score updates for us. Here, 2nd down and 12 for Lower Merion.
Haven needs to make a statement in this series, in my opinion.
Miller with 4 wide receivers. 2 to either side, and Kai Miller back. Looking, steps up, fires to the near side, incomplete. Weddy had to go down to a knee, and Jalen Starr coming up quickly. Could not squeeze that one, and brings up 3rd and about 12. So Miller, tough start to the night here. You know,
tough position to be put in.
Absolutely. I mean, you come in and you throw a deep ball. Like, you just think about the logistics of it. You go through your pregame warm-ups. You don't come in until the last 30 seconds of the second quarter. He's been standing there for probably an hour and a half without throwing a football.
And then, it's cool.
It is cool. And so interception and now incomplete on his first 2 attempts. They'll try it again now. 3rd down and 12. Tough spot here from the 18-yard line. Miller back again. Looks, steps up, fires incomplete. A little off target that time. Looking for number 11, Israel Ingram. And brings up 4th and 12. And the punt team making their way onto the field. Now you're looking at who is the backup punter as well. This may be Barish from what I saw in the pregame warm-ups.
We had
and yes,
one punt from the backup, and it was a good punt, as I recall.
Yeah, here's Barish. That was DeLuca. DeLuca kicked the only punt of the night. And now Barish on to punt it away. The left footer awaits a snap near the 10-yard line. Quinn Kell and Casey Hudson near midfield here. High snap. Barish steps into it, side of his foot, and angling to the near sideline and out of bounds at the 35, 34. And that will give the Panthers fantastic field position here. Probably at the 30, maybe 31, 32-yard line. And a short field for the Panthers, leading 28-7, and a chance to tack on here. From the 32, Luke Mulhern brings in the play. 9:20 to go here in the 3rd, and the Panthers maybe try to get the passing game going here, or get a couple more touches for the running backs. 2 new backs in the game. Barlow at fullback, Bradley is a halfback to the left side. It's Barlow looking for running room, not finding much, but spins his way forward and then gets help from his buddies across the 30 in a rugby scrum down to the 26-yard line. So
kept
not,
his feet.
Yeah, not much until you get 6 yards out of that mess. Beautiful work there by Barlow in the offensive line, keeping the legs going, Mike.
Yeah, that's been one of the signatures of the running backs this year. They just won't go down so easily. Of course, that assumes they don't get smacked in the front of the line to begin with.
8:48 and counting to go here in quarter number 3. Mulhern under center, wing T behind him, and they go sweep to this near side. This is Derek Bradley, hops over one man, but right into the arms of a Lower Merion tackler. Good work there. Measy McMahon, defensive end, has had a couple nice stops tonight.
That's a loss of a yard.
Drops Bradley. And turn it into third down and about 5. So, not much doing there for the Panther run game on some of your standard basic stuff here. Lower Marion's handled a lot of the core plays.
They're getting off their blocks. Haven's really got an issue.
3rd and 5. Quick hitter to Barlow, and he'll push the pile forward, and still going to be shy of the first down. Another rugby scrum there, but they'll blow this one dead at about the 23 or so. I think he's maybe a yard shy. We'll see. Turn it into 4th and 1 maybe.
Yep.
All right, put it down shy of the 23. Panthers have a 4th and 1. All right. Good tough running there from Barlow. T formation behind Mulhern on 4th and 1. Could be a quarterback sneak. Nope, it's Barlow. One more time. Straight up the middle. Second, third effort. Hanging on with 2 hands. And I almost called him Chase. Landon Barlow down to the 20-yard line. Picks up 4 and a Panther first down. So 7:21 to go here in the third. I think, was that my first older brother mistake of the night? Maybe.
I think that it is.
That's usually comes way sooner than that.
Well, you
midway through the third quarter.
You caught yourself a couple of times.
Okay, I've gotten Milligan right a couple times. I've gotten Steyer right a couple times, and
you hesitated once.
Almost Chase Barlow there, but Landon's in the backfield as your fullback here. 1st and 10 from the 20, and a sweep to the left side. This is Ali shedding tackles, pushing his way down near the 12-yard line. Good tough run once again from number 4. For 8 more yards. Brings up 2nd and short. Mulhern jogs in the play. 6:38 to go in the fairly fast-moving third quarter as Strath Havens had the football. Chewing up clock and yardage now on the offensive side of the ball. Up to 223 yards, all of it on the ground. On 2nd and 2. This is one more time, Barlow off the left side, and he'll be driven down. Good work there by 23 Bilal Barish to wrap him up. And I think, though, if they mark this at the 9-yard line, that's a first down. And goal to go. Barlow picks up 3. Ethan Jackson in on the stop as well. And the Panthers now 4 cracks at it from the 9. 6 carries for 30 yards for Landon Barlow. Mudrick back in at fullback. Bradley to his left. Gives to Bradley, looking for running room. Dances his way inside the 5 and into the end zone. Derek Bradley off the right side for 9 and a score. Good burst from the junior. He's in for the 2nd week in a row. And the Panthers stretch their lead. 34-7, extra point pending. Good work there from Bradley on his 3rd carry of the night. 4 different Panthers now have found the end zone. And on for the extra point is Steyer. Spot, snap, kick, good. All right, here we go. Panthers 35, Lower Merion 7. Bulldogs looking to answer when we come back on havenfootball.net.
Family Senior Home Care is owned by a Strath Haven family, the Glowackies. We provide in-home care assistance with all activities of daily living, personal care, transportation, mobility assistance, light housekeeping, and meal preparation. We also offer personal care, including hygiene, companion care, and medication reminders. Alzheimer's and dementia care, along with short-term respite care, are also available. Schedule your free consultation at 610-719-3223 or go to our website at secondfamily.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Short field for the Panthers, and another quick score for the Silver and Black. Derek Bradley bursts in off the right side from the 9-yard line, capping a 32-yard scoring drive. And now it's all Strath Haven all of a sudden, 35-7 with 5:52 to go here in quarter number 3. Kick is away and into the end zone from Steyer once again. Is that touchback number 4 or 5 on the night? He is piling them up once again. Yes, he's had plenty of practice at it with all these Strath Haven touchdowns. Andrew?
After 3 quarters, Chichester leads Interboro 14-7, but the Bucks are driving deep in Chi territory.
Interboro wins help Strath Haven's bonus points in the standings. So if you're a Strath Haven fan, you're also an Interboro fan the next couple of weeks. Here, Haven's defense back on the field. Looking at sophomore Kai Miller in the backfield. Give inside, looking for room is Ciotis, and not finding much. He is belted down there by Haley and Patrick Burke after a gain of just a couple, or maybe a yard or so. See where they spot this. We'll put it on the 21. Jackson Miller in the mix as well. So 5:23, 5:22 and counting to go here in quarter number 3. Lower Merion looking for their first down since Nick DeLuca went out of the game. It's been tough sledding. Tommy Burke split to the far side. Bottom of your screen is Drake Waddy. Miller barks out the signals. Give inside Ciotis. Saw Nick Faribault decide to go the other way and didn't find much more. Just a yard or so as the Panthers unpile. As Cole Haley there waiting. Out to the 22 or 23 maybe. Still not much room here for Lower Merion, who, again, coming in. This is a team that wants to sling it all over the field. And now you're forced to run it quite a bit.
Yeah, which is not their game.
Strath Haven defense allowing less than 100 yards per game on the ground. Well under that again tonight. On 3rd and 7, looking. Miller wants it all deep down the side. It's going to be intercepted by Jalen Starr. Looking for running room. He's dangerous in the open field. Midfield, 45-40. Jalen across the 35 and dropped right there. Jalen Starr's first interception of the year. Excellent coverage, excellent return, and number 18 gives the defense a spark. Second pick of the night there for the Panther defense. And now a chance to shorten this game here with a touchdown and an extra point. Patrick Burke checks in as a guard. And you're getting some substitutions. Nick Faribault will check out. And Barlow in. All right, so Panthers trying to get things settled here with some personnel. 3:56 to go here in quarter number 3. Mudrick is your fullback. Halfback is Barlow. Wing to the left side, Derek Bradley. On first down, they give sweep to this near side. This is Bradley with room. Turns the corner and keeps his balance. And look at this. Derek Bradley will go the distance. 35 yards with speed down that near sideline. And Derek Bradley has scored on consecutive snaps. And this one may put it away. What a job by the line there to give him a little room, and then Bradley with just speed to the edge 35 yards later. Extra point upcoming here for Steyer. Riley on a knee at the 10. And a chance for the Panthers to run the clock the rest of the way. Jackson Miller with another good snap. Kick is away. Plenty of leg for Steyer. And he pounds another one through. 6 for 6 on the night. And the Panthers now will run the clock the rest of the way when we come back on havenfootball.net.
Benefits Group specializes in creating employee benefit packages which can maximize your company's ability to attract, retain, and award the best employees. We develop a strategy for your business to attract high-quality team members. It is critical to have benefits that are competitive in the marketplace. We develop a benefits package and retirement plan that helps you implement a complete benefit program and retirement solution. We help you implement a successful strategy that rewards your employees for their hard-earned time. Empower your employees with a comprehensive benefits solution from the Wharton Benefits Group. Call them at 484-328-3590.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, and you're listening to high school football right here at Haven Football.
Welcome back to George L. King Field. We have a running clock circumstance the rest of the way as the Panthers have stretched the lead to 35, 42-7. The Silver and Black have taken control here late in the second and early in the third quarter. End-over-end kick for Steyer. This will be fielded at the 7-yard line, and Waddy trying to find room up this near hash and runs into Derek Bradley and Quinn Kell at the 21-yard line. So not much doing for the returners, and now the Panthers with a chance to maybe get some substitutions in certain spots. We'll keep an eye on this as we go. But up front, looks like your defensive starter's still on the field for now. And Lower Merion trailing 42-7 with, again, running clock means this will keep going until, unless you have scoring plays or timeouts. Inside give on first down to Robinson, and not much doing. Jackson Miller there in the backfield to make him change direction, and a wall of tacklers behind him. Paul Oblek and Luke Mulhern in on the contact as well. Brings up second down and about 9.
15-73.
All right, Andrew, you have something to chip in on the scores?
Avon scores on a 62-yard touchdown run, takes the lead over Kennett. 14-10, 9-10 to play in that ball game.
Ooh, baby. Tight one out there in West Grove. Red Devils with just 2 wins on the season, but they beat Unionville, shocked them late in the game 2 weeks ago, played Oxford very tough in a 1-score game last week, and now giving Kennett all they can handle. Here, second down and about 10. Low snap, Miller does well to pick it up, rolling right, eyes downfield, throws on the run, incomplete. Underthrown, looking for Burke at about the 30, and brings up 3rd and 10. So Nick DeLuca, 13 out of 25 for 105 yards and a touchdown for Lower Merion in that first half. Injured, making a tackle of Derek Bradley late in that second quarter. And then from there, just it's been downhill for Lower Merion since he's gone out. Kai Miller 0 for 5 throwing it now with 2 interceptions. Both led to short fields and Panther touchdowns. 3rd and 10. Miller takes a good snap this time, steps up, fires the outside, incomplete, just a little too tall. Looking for Tommy Burke over on the far numbers. So 4th and 10 upcoming, and Lower Merion punt team returns to the field, and here's where I would expect we might see some substitutions here. Now, that being said, Coach Clancy has a few guys that he wanted to make sure they got some carries and some work tonight. Barlow's been out for weeks. Bradley's a guy they want to get some more reps, and want to be humming on all cylinders for sure.
Yep.
Next Friday against Springfield.
Absolutely. This is the tune-up.
All right. Snap handled by Barish. Wobbling kick, angling towards this near sideline. Takes a Strathaven roll momentarily, and then falls to a stop at the 45-yard line. So, we'll check the Panther offense here momentarily. See what looks like maybe the starters get in there for, well, I don't know. timeout on the field. They're going to stop the clock here with 19 seconds to go. And decision time here for Coach Clancy once they restart this clock. I don't know if that they'll snap it again. He may keep Mulhern on the sideline here and take it to the fourth quarter, and that seems to be the plan. Mulhern takes off his helmet. We're coming to the end of quarter number 3, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. And that, folks, will do it for a wild and quick-moving third quarter where the Panthers have exploded for 3 more touchdowns and a 42-7 lead. We'll be right back in just a moment for fourth quarter action. Glad you're joining us live or on the archive on havenfootball.net.
Do you have slow-running drains? Are you thinking about selling your home or property? If so, go to scarpagnatoplumbing.com and schedule a technician. They are the area's only small plumbing company to offer in-house trenchless sewer and water main repairs. They also offer sewer lateral certifications for the surrounding communities. From faucets to water heaters, they can handle all your plumbing needs. Give them a call at 484-832-5566.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.com.
Welcome back to fourth quarter action. Brian Carroll bringing you play-by-play, joined by Andrew Kaufman and Mike Mayer. Dean Michelson is in the stands. Mike Clancy upstairs on the cameras. And thanks again to Kevin Bittner running the scoreboard here at George L. King Field. Jake Plunkett into the game now, quarterback. Juggles the snap, and it looks like Lower Merion might have the football back. Let's see. And indeed they do. Okay, well, so much for substitutions and some reps here. Going to get some, maybe some substitutions on defense here. Van Wendell looks like he'll check in the secondary, but Plunkett, who saw a couple weeks of solid action when Mulhern was out mid-season for a couple weeks. Couldn't handle the snap that time, and now the defense right back on the field. Good field position here at their own 45-yard line. Some breathing room for Kai Miller and the Bulldogs. 3 wide receivers for Miller. Turns, juggling the handoff, and doing well just to hang on there is Richard Paul. He is swallowed up by Zach Milligan after a loss of a yard. That was a fortunate hop there for Paul to hang on to it, and 2nd and 11 as Milligan drops him for a loss. So the clock continues to melt, and Lower Merion with Upper Darby next week, and then they have a contingency game, assuming there's no playoff run for either team, and it's looking that way. They will play Radnor Halloween weekend rather than Thanksgiving. So here, 2nd down and 11. Miller takes the snap and rolls to his right. Now quarterback sweep here. He's going to keep it himself. Eyes upfield momentarily, but he pays for it. Barlow and Kell drop him all the way back at the 40. Loss of 4 on the play, and Lower Merion going backwards here as Kell has had a solid season at that strong safety spot. The senior, a very, very willing and solid tackler for the Panther defense all year. And 3rd and 15 is where we sit.
This has got to be very demoralizing for Lower Merion's team.
All right, here we go. On 3rd and 15, pistol look. Brendan Robinson in the backfield. Low snap picked up by Miller. He's in trouble now. He's going to be sacked. Milligan and Barlow bury him all the way back. This will be a generous spot to the 31, but either way, it'll turn it into 4th and Swarthmore. And now Casey Hudson will stay on to return a punt here. Quinn Kell join him back near the Panther 45. Clock continuing to shrink now. 9:27, 9:26 and counting to go in regulation. Panthers on top comfortably. And now, of course, looking ahead to a showdown with Springfield for perhaps a share of the Central League title on the line. We'll try to get a score update from Springfield, Garnet Valley, and from Ridley as well. Here, Barish steps into it. Wobbling kick. Takes a hop on the Strath Haven side of the 50 and will take a nice Lower Merion roll down to the 40-yard line. Okay, so Panther offense back on the field, and let's see who's who here. We've got some new faces out there. All right. Logan Knobb in there at guard wearing 67 tonight. Flanagan in there. Looks like Chase Schuster's going to stay in the game, but I don't know if he'll be the center or playing somewhere else here. The Panthers break the huddle with tight end to the near side, Jordan Alexander. Plunkett turns and gives to Jack Deskis. Your sophomore fullback pushes his way near the 44, 45 maybe, and then it's blown dead. Number 65 into the game, Mike Maps at guard as well. Christian DeShields and Connor Kelly in the backfield. And Chase Schuster staying in the game there as a center. Andrew, go ahead.
Score update from Ridley. They take a field goal, extend their lead 10-6 with 6.5 to play.
Okay. Tight game over there. Pencrest needing a play to turn it around. Under center. And the give on second down. And going absolutely nowhere is DeShields. Ball came out, but he was down first. But nice heads-up play there by J.P. Redmond. Another senior on senior night, making us play there for the Panthers to keep the ball in their hands back at the 43-yard line. So, Panthers with a number of JV players in the game now, with 7:10 to go here. 3rd down and 7 upcoming. Andrew with another score update after this play. Jordan Alexander, tight end to the far side. DeShields in the backfield, and they sweep to that far side to Connor Kelly. Cuts it back, finds a little bit of room, but closes quickly. Good work by the Bulldog defense there. Richard Paul and friends on the stop. And the Panthers will bring the punt team on at 4th and 5. Andrew?
Upper Moreland within 3 against Plymouth. White Marsh 21-18, 7:39 to play in that ball game.
Oh boy, another tight one. Those games in Suburban One American, you've had several overtime games, and especially from the big 3. Wissahickon, Upper Moreland, and PW have all played one-score games thus far. Chase Schuster to punt it away. Gets it away. Wobbling kick, and this will be Burke. Fields it at the 26-yard line, and he is wrapped up immediately. Derek Bradley all over him for the stop. Excellent coverage, excellent punt, and Bradley makes sure Lower Merion has no space on the return. Clock continues to run on these transitions here as we're in a 35-point deficit and running clock circumstance, and the Panthers just look, defensively tonight, Mike, they bent, but only broke once.
Yeah, well, the fact that DeLucas out of the game, it would have been real interesting to see how this would have played out. I still think Haven would have been on top, but I think DeLuca would have given him a run for their money. But hopefully he's all right. Boy, you can see the difference in this team without him there.
Christian Kaufman wearing number 14 tonight. He is in at linebacker alongside of Jack Deskis. Some other substitutions, we'll mention them in just a moment. Here's Robinson on 1st down. He runs into the arms of Flanagan at the 45-yard line, and we'll check the flag here at the 33-yard line. John Riley stays in as a defensive end now on the other side of the ball. J.P. Redmond joins him on the defensive line with Logan Knobb and 54 Shane Flanagan, who was in on that last tackle. Van Wendell at one corner. Jordan Alexander in the game as a defensive back as well, along with Derek Bradley. 15-yard face mask. They'll tack this onto the end of the run, and here's Lower Merion now with a little momentum onto the Strath Haven side of the 50 at 1st and 10 at the 49. All right, here we go. Wildcat look this time. Nice snap, and this is Mezzie McMahon. Turns and gives to Robinson, who has some running room off the left side now. And Lower Merion taking advantage now of some substitutions here for the Panthers down to the 41-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play, and Paul Mezzi McMahon, usually a running back or tight end, but he's taking the quarterback snaps at the moment. Not sure he's going to throw it much, but hey, it's
if he can run it like this, that's
okay. He's a good runner, good receiver as well. Siotis on his right hip, pistol look. Robinson right behind him with receivers split. On 2nd and 2, give on the cutback is Robinson, and wrapped up quickly there, but like is that Logan Knobb on the stop?
First down.
They'll move the sticks. Gain of 2 on the play. Logan Knobb, defensive end tonight, wearing 67 instead of 42. He, of course, had a sack and safety to wrap up the scoring at Harriton a week ago. Panthers hope the scoring is wrapped here at this moment as well. Leading 42-7, trying to hold off the Bulldogs for about 3 more minutes. 3:08 and counting to go here in regulation. Mezzi McMahon turns and gives to Paul. Paul with some running room. Bounces inside, outside, and into Strath Haven territory. 2nd and 3rd effort down to the 25-yard line. Good work there from Richard Paul, the best run play of the evening for the Bulldogs, down to the Panther 24. Nice run there. And good blocking up front. Panther defense would love to keep this scoring to a minimum. No team has scored 2 touchdowns against the Panthers just yet this year.
Boy, Lower Merion sure came close.
They're coming close again now from the 24. Paul, one more time. Not much room that time. Good work there by John Riley and Jack Deskus to wrap him up. J.P. Redmond in his lap as well. Maybe a couple down to the 23. Clock continues to shrink here. 2:05, 2:04 and counting here. Lower Merion will fall now to 3-6 on the season. Panthers move to 8-1 with 1:45 to go here in the 4th. Paul Mezzi McMahon in the gun. Siotis stands next to him. Tailback behind him, and they give it to Paul one more time. Off the left side, and he is run out of bounds. Alexander and Bradley shove him out of bounds near the 20, inside the 20 at the 16. Just a little shy of the first down, and bring up 3rd and short here. 1:15, 1:14 and counting. So, next Friday night at Springfield, but in the meantime, we'll have bonus coverage on Wednesday afternoon on havenfootball.net.
That's right.
Once a year, we broadcast a freshman game. It'll be the 9th graders right here at George L. King Field taking on Ridley. So we'll be talking about that post-game as well. On 3rd and short, give inside is to Robinson. He has first down yardage. This will stop the clock momentarily. It should not stop the clock. All right, that'll run the clock. Clock continues to tick here. First down is signaled. And here we go from the 12. Lower Merion trying to tack on another one here. 28 seconds, 27 seconds. Mezzi McMahon turns, gives one more time. Paul on the cutback into the secondary. Panthers hanging on for dear life, trying to rip the ball out, and they do. Bradley ripped it out, and Jordan Alexander pounces on it in the end zone. Big play from Derek Bradley will keep the scoreboard at 42-7, and that is a heck of a way for the Panther defense to put an exclamation point on it. Big play from Derek Bradley on the defensive side of the ball, and Jordan Alexander, the senior, with his first fumble recovery of the year. Strath Haven 42, Lower Merion 7. That's your final. We'll be back in just a moment to talk about what's up in the days ahead on havenfootball.net.
Nagging soft tissue injury, chronic joint pain? Give Rose Tree Wellness Center a call and see Dr. Tom O'Brien for a complete diagnosis and treatment. Dr. O'Brien specializes in active release techniques, ART. ART can deal with many issues, including chronic shoulder, knee, and ankle pain. Rose Tree Wellness Center also offers a complete series of massage therapy as well as general chiropractic care. Don't spend another day in pain. Call 610-789-5555 and make an appointment today.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to George L. King Field, where the Panthers have taken care of business tonight, 42-7 over Lower Merion. It was tight early. It was nerve-wracking till about, the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, but it was all silver and black after that, and the Panthers extend their record to 8-1 on the year. It will set up a possible showdown for a Central League title, a share perhaps of the Central League title next week, depending on a couple of things. Number one, you'd have to beat Springfield, and number two, somebody will have to beat Ridley, whether that's Pencrest or Garnet Valley. The Panthers are looking for a share of the title.
It's not going to be Pencrest.
Okay.
Pencrest falls 10-6.
Okay.
In a hard-fought battle over in Ridley this evening.
So the Panthers, at this point, the Central League title hopes to try to get a fourth straight share of the title will fall to themselves in having to beat a very, very good Springfield team on the road, and then would also need help from the Jaguars on the road at Ridley next week. So, you control what you can control, and the Panthers, we're not in control for much of the night in the first half, Mike, but found a way to turn it around.
Well, he found a way to turn it around, but I will tell you, I was really watching the blocking, and if they better figure out what the problem was. Could have been they came in against Lower Merion and just felt that they didn't have to work that hard. I don't know what the circumstances were, but they were losing blocks. These guys were slipping off their blocks. They were not cleaning them up. And, without good blocking, I don't care how good your running backs are, you're not going anywhere. And they're going to have to straighten that out between now and next Friday, because they're going to play a team that makes a living to slip off blocks and get rid of these guys. So we'll see. The offense, in general, once they got their feet on the ground, did well. And defense was terrific. I mean, defense was getting their lunch eaten for a good, first and second quarter. But they hung in there. They kept it tight. They did what they had to prevent the scoring. At the end of the day, with all the time of possession and a good field position Lower Merion had, defense held them to one score. And generally, when you hold your opponent to one score, you're going to win the game.
Indeed, and the Panthers have done just that on the last regular season game here at George L. King Field. So senior night, a big celebration once again here for the Silver and Black. Thanks again to Mike Clancy and Dean Michelson on the cameras. Terrific job as always. Kevin Bittner on the scoreboard here at George L. King Field. Always makes it fun. Linnell Mosley doing everything as the AD and making things easy for us here in the booth. We love being on the home turf. For Andrew Kaufman, for Mike Mayer, doing everything else on havenfootball.net. You guys are fantastic, and we expect to see all sorts of fun on the website in the next couple days. Stay tuned for the broadcast on Wednesday afternoon, the freshman game right here in front of us at George L. King Field. Ridley will visit our freshmen for what we think will be a fun game to broadcast, our annual broadcast of the 9th grade game. One more time, Strath Haven 42, Lower Merion 7. Good night, everybody. This is Brian Cairo signing off. Good night, everybody, and great football.
This video and audio broadcast is copyrighted by havenfootball.net Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any other use of these broadcasts or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without a havenfootball.net Incorporated's expressed written permission is prohibited.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
This internet broadcast has been a production of havenfootball.net Incorporated. All rights are reserved. Thanks for watching and good night.